ask Shawn Porter a question?
Yeah.
Hey, Shawn, how you coming off of your first loss? I want to tell you, I want to ask, how does it feel dealing with the first loss, and how long did it take for you to psychologically get over it?
I don't want to downplay the loss like I didn't care about it, or make it seem like losing is okay, because it's not. But at the same time, I understood that my life is not over, my career is not over. I didn't get hurt, I didn't get knocked down, I didn't get knocked out. As far as I'm concerned, it was a fight that didn't go my way. A fight that, even though I saw it one way watching it, the judges just didn't see it the way I saw it. So with that, I had to go along and do what every boxer should do, which is learn from the mistakes that I made in that fight, learn from, things I did right and the things I did wrong, and just move forward. I immediately began back training, not out of anger or anything like that, but just out of the fact that I knew it was what I was supposed to do. Had I won the fight, I would have done the same thing. So I treated that fight as if I lost it, but I needed to win something from it, and I just got right back in the gym and got going.
How many times did you go back home and watch that tape?
Honestly, I watched it in my dreams more than I watched it on TV. I think total on TV, I probably watched it 6 times, maybe 5 or 6 times. And then that's what I'm saying. I didn't take the loss lightly. I dreamt about it every night for a good month or 2, probably a little bit longer than that. And of course, I'll be playing basketball, start thinking about it. I'll be playing cards and start thinking about it. It was on my mind, but I couldn't let it defeat me. I couldn't let it hold me down, and that's not the type of person that I am. So, I was able to, move on in the right way, I think.
How do you use that as fuel for the fire and using it as a stepping stone to reach higher and dig deeper?
More than anything, I used it in the gym. Just reminding myself not to make those same mistakes, not to do those same things. And at this point now, I'm just looking forward to Roberto Garcia. Aside from talking to the media, I don't think about the fight at all.
Can we see a new and improved?
You won't see new, you will see improved. You will see a lot of different things just because of the fact that the fighter I'm fighting against is just a different fighter from KELL. So you're gonna see a lot in this fight. You're gonna see a variety. You're gonna see some versatility from Team Porter.
What are the things that you say you had your back, and you say you felt like you had to do better? What were some of those things? Can you point out?
Oh yeah,
you felt like you were doing
when I'm watching the fight and I'm coming back to the corner and I'm watching myself and I'm thinking, in my head, I know what I'm feeling like at that moment. I know what I'm going through. So during the fight, I can hear my dad yelling certain things, and I'm waiting on it. It's not happening, and that's not like me. So immediately I said, why is that happening? I just felt like in that fight, I got overzealous. I got too excited. I got over aggressive, looking for the knockout, knowing that any punch can be the knockout. Go for it instead of continuing to listen to the corner at all times during the fight. I think that was one main thing.
You look more lean. This fight, like you have more lean muscles than more bulk.
Work hard, man. We working hard. Nothing. The diet hasn't changed. We still eating the same things. I think my body is just is learning that when it's time to go, it's time to get there, and all that kind of stuff. We push ourselves every day. So I don't know. I can't say we've lost the weight any quicker, slower, easier, anything like that. I just know that I'm in a great place in my life, and I'm just blessed to be here right now.
What did the father say to you when everyone left the dressing room to re-encourage you after the fight?
I don't think we didn't really have any in-depth discussions about the fight until we had gotten home. I think at that point after the fight, everyone's emotions were high. We've experienced this before, but not on a professional level. So, I think overall we were just trying to keep each other in the right frame of mind, right positive attitude, and just make it through it. We made it through it. We're fine.
Where's your intensity level at right now?
very, very high. And very high. I'll say what Berto said, man.
Who's the highest, Berto or
Well, you know what? I thought about it too, because Berto is over here and he's doing his thing, but I can't help but feel his energy. And then we got Antonio Tarver in the middle of us. You got 3 fighters right here, and I'm sure he felt that, man. The energy is just bouncing off of each other. You know what I mean? So the intensity it stays high because that's where it needs to be. So I think right now I can say that me personally, my intensity level is right where it needs to be. I'm gonna keep it here and keep it moving.
Okay, Shawn and Kenny, I'm assuming you guys both watched the fight together a couple times. Did you guys look at the fight, certain rounds, and say, okay, we should have did this on that round, or when he did that, we should have did this? Did you guys?
Yeah. Usually when we watch the fights, it's mostly him just like teaching, picking me apart, and you know, just really trying to make me understand what I need to be doing and how it needs to be done. I think you know, that's what separates us from most fighters, is we have that kind of connection and that understanding of one another, what we should expect. There are points in the fight we're watching it and he doesn't need to say it because I already know what needs to be done, but then he pauses it and reiterates for me what I didn't do, and all I can do is sit there and be like, "You right?" You know. But I'll say, and we agreed. We didn't feel like we lost the fight, but there was a lot to learn from it.
Do you think the fans or the critics were too critical because, you know, they were saying, you know, he wasn't ready or this and that or whatever they were saying?
I don't know if they were too critical or not. All I know is I have to get in there and do my job and do it the right way. PGC has come together with Spike TV and they called on me to start it off, and I'm going to start it off the right way.
And if you could describe your opponent's style to the fans, how would you say his style?
He's a strong fighter. He's a straightforward fighter. He's flat on his feet, but he's got some bricks in his gloves. He likes to throw hard shots, throw power punches, and so we're gonna you know, just move, capitalize on his misses, and dig deep and hit him and hurt him.
Was there any talk of you going across the pond to get your belt back, and how close were you to making it happen?
Not as far as I am aware of. I stay out of the business. I allow my father to handle that. We continue to train September, October, September.
Well, you always
October,
yeah,
we were looking for a fight in December. That didn't happen, and then we were looking for a fight in January. That didn't happen. So I follow his lead. He says, you know, he lets me know when and where, and we get going.
You mind if I pass the question on to you?
Go for it.
How close were you? Were there any discussions about rematch, going across the pond to get the belt back, or?
No, they have no interest in fighting us. They've never mentioned us. He's the champion, but you never hear him say anything about beating us or how bad he beat us or anything to that effect. So he was just happy to get that. I don't think we could have went to England and held him all night and got a decision. I just don't think we could have did that. So, you know, I'm Shawn's worst critic. Julie can attest to that. She known him since he was a baby boxer. Shawn and I, we did discuss the fight not that night or even in the upcoming week. It was some time before we, discussed it, but when we did discuss it, I looked it over and there was no way. I mean, I tried as much as I could to give KELL rounds or, lean in that direction, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, I being his worst critic, I had to be the one to stand up to him and say, hey man, I didn't feel that you lost the fight. So we moved forward, we learned from it. They have no interest in fighting us. We got dropped immediately from the IBF rankings, so there would never be an opportunity for us to rematch him. Then they quietly had a title eliminator fight, so he's going to fight somebody from another country and start looking for other guys. I hear that he's looking at Marquez and he's looking at Brandon Rios, but he won't mention our names.
Was it more?
Shawn, you had rightfully proved, with the Model Mountain fight, before that, the Devin Alexander fight, 2 excellent performances. And at that point, I think you'll agree that people were saying that you could be the next person for the next few years. Expectations were pretty high. How badly do you want to get those back? And how much of a quality opponent is he going to display those similar talents?
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I still am the next guy. And I still want to be the next guy. Obviously, I just have to get in there and do what I'm supposed to do. I have no doubt in my mind that I will. No doubt in my mind that we're going to look great Friday night. I'm excited about it. I'm really just tired of talking about it. I want to get it done. I like to, let my actions speak. I don't, really like to say too much about what I'm going to do, what I want to do. I like to just get in there, show the critics, show the fans, and let them be pleased with my performance and excited about my performance. So that's it for me.
He seems to be very comfortable on the B side. He seems to be saying that he's very familiar with you, and he knows what to expect. He's calling out a 50-50 fight. How much does that internally motivate you?
What do you think about the 147 division?
Our game plan is not to make it a 50-50 fight. Our game plan is to make it 100% team Porsche. So I understand that he knows who I am and all that kind of stuff. I understand that he's comfortable being the B-side fighter. It's fine with me. You come in there, put your gloves on, get in there, we'll duke it out. And I firmly believe that I will have everything my way from round 1 to the last round.
Last time I heard you talk like this, up until the day before the Pound fight, you were kind of like, saying kind of the traditional things, and then at the weigh-in, you said you trained for this fight not to go the distance, and I don't think a lot of people believe you, and then it didn't go the distance. It seemed like you were in a similar
I guess I can say I think I'm just excited about what I'm going to do. I'm excited about what I'm going to do. And I think, I know that he's never been knocked out. I think, if not me, who, If not me, who?
Just a normal.
Hey, let me ask you and your father, Kenny, what do you guys think about the PBC series? I mean, how much of a game changer is it for the sport of boxing? Keith Thurman versus Guerrero, it peaked at 4.1 million views. That's like 3 times HBO and Showtime. I mean, tell me about that. How big is this?
I think if they peaked at 4.1, then that means people are aware of the PBC now and they're looking forward to it. So that means myself and Berto gonna get some more